There's a chill in the air, in the northeast air. I hope it doesn't impact with our cabling to bring you the best of the WSL 2 action tonight. This one of 2 games in the league this evening. The other game, Charlton against Portsmouth, pits top of the table against bottom. And so we are underway with Nottingham Forest in their change strip of navy blue, shooting from left to right as you look at the screen, and Sunderland in their traditional red and white stripes. Howie the lads, the men's team, have always said in these parts, when the women play, it is very much Howie the lasses. Joya Mawa spreads the ball out to this right-hand side. Nottingham Forest trying to create problems right from the get-go. Leanne Kiernan trying to cut in from the right, and they've done well to recycle possession, playing the ball all the way back to their captain, Georgia Brome, who began her career with Manchester City, picked up a League Cup winners medal with City in her very first season 12 years ago. And when she signed for Nottingham Forest in the summer, was rewarded with the captain's armband. Keris Brown is the right back for Nottingham Forest. In fact, both of the right backs are called Brown. Jessica is on the flip side for Sunderland. Brianna Westrup plays one down the left side, looking for the run of Eleanor Dale in attack. Dale likes to drop off the front line and bring her teammates into play, and then you have more than willing runners in Emily Scarr, Katie Kitching and Katie Watson, who love to get forward for Sunderland and can create real problems for defences, and have shown it in fits and starts this season. So a reminder, this one of 2 games in the WSL 2 this evening. The other game, Charlton against Portsmouth, has kicked off at the same time. We'll keep you up to speed with developments from the Valley. And also just to remind you that every game is available on the WSL 2's YouTube channel. And if you wanted to, you could, well, multi-stream and watch it on your laptop and get your phone and watch both games tonight. And treat yourself to a feast of women's football, both midweek games rearranged because of the weather. Just a reminder, an apology for the breakup of pictures as Sunderland go on their first foray forward. We are doing our level best to fix the feeds and make sure we get crystal clear footage as soon as we possibly can from Eppleton Colliery. Fascinating history, this stadium, Eppleton Colliery. It was initially created to provide recreation to the miners that were stationed right here. So you spend the day down the mine, and then in the evening, you get your boots on and you go and have a knockabout. These days, it's home to the lasses of Sunderland, who occasionally play at the Stadium of Light, the club's main stadium. And indeed, in a couple of weeks' time, they've got a big one at the end of March. The Weartine derby against Newcastle United. Red and white against black and white. And it will be live on the WSL2 YouTube channel, live from the Stadium of Light. Nottingham Forest like to build from the back. They like to pass the ball around. Indeed, no team in the league sees more of the ball than Nottingham Forest. They are the only team that sees 60% of possession across the entirety of the games that they've played. This their 16th game of the season. Haven't managed to turn that possession into as many wins as they would have liked. Just 6 they've taken from their 15 games so far. Apologies for the breakup of picture. We are continuing to busily work away to right this and bring you the game with as much clarity as we possibly can. I can assure you that in the opening 5 minutes we've missed nothing of note, no chances at either end of the field. Long throw was taken by Louise Griffiths, and the whistle has gone for a Sunderland free kick, and an opportunity for Rhiannon Roberts and Brianna Westrup, the two centre-backs, to make their presence felt in the opposite penalty area. So Natasha Fenton will deliver this one. Hangs it up towards the penalty area, and it's a Forest head away. Sunderland trying to keep it alive with Jessica Brown up from right back. And now Shiva keeping hold of the ball. And once again, they recycle possession. Katie Watson is up there. She's a perennial threat, so quick. And asking real questions of the Nottingham Forest back line, but that has taken a Sunderland boot off Shiva, and out it goes for the goal kick. And you can just hear there the voice of Mel Ray saying, get the difficult crosses in. Yeah, I'll go find that. In a sense, you've done the hard yards, you've got yourself in position, you've got players in the middle. Stick the ball in the mixer. Long ball clear by Chloe Mustiki. And that's nice from Scar with the first time pass. She was looking for the run of Watson, couldn't quite pick her out. Good defensive work by Rhiannon Roberts, but her pass is easily intercepted. Eberhead, the Swedes, managing to get her foot in, and Nottingham Forest have won the defensive free kick. Amy Rogers drawing the foul. And just a quick correction, right at the top of the broadcast, we gave you an errant name for the referee. It's Megan Wilson who is in charge of the action tonight. Kitching, meaty challenge goes through the side of the New Zealand international, and it is a free kick to Sunderland. Met with a tackle of Keris Brown. Scored a terrific goal earlier this season against Durham on this ground. Breakaway move from Sunderland right at the end of the game. It sealed the win for the Lasses. Scar with the flick with the outside of the boot. Emily Scar hangs up the cross, and Forest Head gets the ball away. And this is really smart running. Murphy feeds the ball out to Kiernan. Fast break from Nottingham Forest, and the cutback is cleared, half cleared, still alive, and Mayor is under it. Once again, Sunderland, all hands on deck at the back to get the ball away. And Emily Scar is now having to do a bit of defensive work to retain possession for Sunderland under real pressure from Keris Brown, and does well to win the throw for the home side. Interesting to hear the interview, Carly Davis pre-match, who spoke to our reporter John Middleton at pitch side. Made the point that Eppleton Colliery historically hasn't held up to the weather particularly well over the winter. A couple of postponements, and it is a pitch that chops up a little bit. Carly Davis, the Nottingham Forest boss, made the point that it's incomparable to the City ground where Forest play their football. And as a result, she was expecting this to be a real fight of a game. That ball's out for a goal kick as we approach 10 minutes. There is Megan Wilson, the referee. Good win from Griffiths. Play on, says the referee, and then decides that the contact on Kiernan is enough for a Nottingham Forest free kick, and Kitching can't quite believe it. Sunderland have been in great form since January, all through February. They won 4 of their last 6 in all competitions, and the only defeats came against top division London City Lionesses in the Cup and Bristol City, who themselves are chasing promotion. Right now they're on the defensive though. And the free kick has been given against Sunderland, so Nottingham Forest now have the chance to load up the box. Rachel Rowe has decided to leave it. Omewa might be the target. Instead they work it to the left, and cross comes in, is high, and it's half-headed clear by Griffiths, and Omewa gets the ball down, but before she can get a shot away, the whistle goes for a foul on the Sunderland back line. Signed at the end of the January transfer window, Joy Omewa. Brought in from Fortuna Hjørring in Denmark and played European football for them this season and scored goals. So the hope is at the City Ground among Nottingham Forest and their fans that she can transfer that goal-scoring prowess to the WSL too. Amy Rogers. Nice ball for Brown to chase down the right-hand side. She's got a bit of space to operate in too. Tried to cut the ball back onto her left foot and deliver the in-swinging ball. Defensive block was by Griffiths. Omewa. Useful running. Skillful feet as well. Crowded out by 2 defenders. Dale has shown too much of the ball to Rogers. Sunderland throw. Nottingham Forest enjoying their first season at this level, promoted as champions of the National League North last season. Managed to keep a number of the squad together. They are now folded in as part of the wider Nottingham Forest club. Chairman Evangelos Marinakis was very keen to bring them inside, whereas previously as a club, Nottingham Forest ladies had been independent. Been a good few years now that they've gone under the name of Nottingham Forest Women and represented the club as well as they have. Back-to-back title wins at the division below as Scar is battling for the ball, but battling slightly too untidily for the referee. Foul given against Scar for holding on to Keris Brown. That's good battling in the midfield by Fenton. Loose ball is controlled by Rowe, draws the foul, free kick to Nottingham Forest. Second time Kitching has been penalised in the middle. Brome. Ball over the top has caught the breeze. Straight out for a Sunderland throw on this near left side. Griffiths. Left back sends the ball forward. And now the switch is on and Shiva's chasing it. Does well to keep the ball in. And Sunderland have won a throw-in. Firm boot put in by Fenton. Lovely little shift of body weight as well to get away from the tackle. Watson was inside but ignored. And Maywer needs support. She's lost it to Kitching. Katie Watson. Rapid, running with the ball, gets the cross in, but off balance. Squirts off the side of her boot, now for a goal kick. So 15 minutes in at Eppleton Colliery. Carly Davis' side have dominated possession. Nottingham Forest have seen 67% of the ball. So far, neither side has managed to do anything in attack. Yet to receive our first shot of the game. Well, this is a real turn-up for the books. I told you this is one of two games tonight. Look at that. Top of the table, Charlton are 2-0 down at home to Portsmouth. The goals from Milner and Freeland, and Pompey 2-0 up inside 10 minutes in that one. And if we could just have a quick look at what that does to the bottom of the table. If they can hold on, and there's plenty of time left in the game, it would lift Portsmouth off the bottom. Ipswich dropped to the foot, but they have 2 games in hand. That is the live table. Could well change between now and 90 minutes tonight as a Maywer turns and gets the shot away, and that is our first shot on target. But it is easy for Demi Lambourne on her first league appearance of the season. But that's the threat that a Maywer poses and possesses. That's bounced out off Kitching. Throw into Nottingham Forest. Kerris Brown heavily involved from right back so far. Here she is again. So, lightning fast start from Portsmouth, who need points on the board in their battle to stay in WSL 2. Reminder, only one team will be relegated this season. A couple of teams will be promoted into the league. And at the sharp end, the top 2 will be promoted automatically. That is what Charlton are in the mix for. They're only a few wins away from sealing that promotion as a Maywer goes down and play continues. The team finishing in 3rd, which is not beyond the realms of possibility for Sunderland and Nottingham Forest. Well, they will play a relegation playoff against the team that finishes at the foot of the top division. Plenty of spice on that day. Nicely worked. Boyd Lorca was looking for the ball down the line, but just got closed down. And Maywer trying to roll the defender, and Nottingham Forest, you can hear them right in front of us, desperate for a free kick. Nothing given by referee Wilson. That's Carly Davis, you can tell. Strong Brummie accent. That's Mel Ray, the Sunderland boss. Said that a team were really looking forward to this first game back from the international break. 20 minutes in, just the one shot. Joy Amewa straight at Demi Lambourne. In the Sunderland goal. Sunderland yet to have anything threat-worthy. But they are working the line. Griffiths has Fenton just behind her if she needs it. Instead, they go down the line looking for Kitching. And Sunderland have another throw. New Zealand international Katie Kitching, plenty of travel in the recent international break. Impressive win. Stepping in to take the ball. Kitching still battling away. And now Fenton gets her foot on the ball and tries to get it under control. Shiva looking for Watson. Rogers hasn't managed to get that clear, and the ball has bounced back to Katie Watson. Needs a bit of support here, the Sunderland number 7. She felt she was fouled, and it's a goal kick given. So that's one each in terms of appeals for fouls falling on deaf ears. Georgia Brome, Chloe Mustaki just playing the ball around at the back. Mustaki, the American-born Ireland international, but that one's gone out of play from the Swede Ebba Head. Her fellow Swede Tove Almqvist is not in the squad tonight, not involved. Both signed from Djurgården last summer, Swedish side. Hasn't quite settled down, this one, so far. Fenton turns away from the challenge. Has support from Brown down that right-hand side. And it's a high cross. It's testing the goalkeeper. And Emily Batty passes the test with flying colours. Had to be brave there over the top of her captain. This is really good goalkeeping. Rhiannon Roberts and Jess Brown linking well. In came the cross. Brave from Batty. And Forest are quickly back underway and managing to get the ball away from the first line of the Sunderland press, which is led by Dale. Brome's giving it away. Scar nicks the ball off her. Now Kitching steps away from Kiernan. Support was provided by Fenton, but slightly leaden-footed with the through ball. It's pretty dominant in terms of ball retention. The away side are seeing much more of it, as they have done in every game this season. Already mentioned that no one in the league sees more of the ball than Nottingham Forest. They don't turn that into goal-scoring chances. They take plenty of shots. They don't score the number of goals that Carly Davis would like to see from the stats that I've just been mentioning. Boy Florka coming in off the left-hand side, trying to open up the pitch for a travelling Tricky Trees. Mustaki. Long ball over the top is slightly wayward, but still needs dealing with. And it's out the stadium. Amy Rogers rides the tackle. Fenton hooks the ball away. And Forest can start again at the back with their captain, Brome. Rogers into Amewa, who's constantly running and feeds the ball through to Kiernan, who drives it into the back of the net, but the flag is up for offside. Really good move from Nottingham Forest. But Jason Smith and his flag went straight up to deny them the breakthrough. But it was a quality build-up. Smart play. Rogers into a Mayweather away from the first tackle, and watch this reverse pass. Very clever, and you know what? I'm not convinced. Tight call. But 25 minutes in, Nottingham Forest have had the ball in the Sunderland net, and that will build their confidence. And in truth, they are a side that has looked a little short of confidence in their recent games. Haven't played for a month, of course, but prior to the international break, it was just 1 win in 4. Defeats to Charlton, Birmingham and Bristol City, in fairness, came against 3 of the league's top 4. Boyd Lorca is looking to get on the ball a lot more, trying to create for a team, and it creates space for Amewa to drop off the front line, but her pass is not the cleanest. Griffiths dropping into midfield when Sunderland have the ball, the left back. Now here's Scar. She's got away from the challenge of Brown and from Kiernan. She's won the free kick, Emily Scar. Such a thorn in the side of right-sided defenders all season. Managed to dance away from 2 tackles, then had her shirt tugged, free kick awarded. And Fenton has already had 1 rangefinder from this distance. Fenton has Roberts up. Westrop's up from the back as well, and Jess Brown. She's had a go for goal. And it's just wide of the left upright. Just saw Emily Batty come off her line as if to come and claim the high cross, and instead just rolled her boot over it and had a pop at goal. Chloe Mustaki. Rogers. Always seem to have an extra yard of space, Nottingham Forest. Extra seconds on the ball. Approaching the half-hour mark, and Boyd Lorca, every time the ball is in that left portion in midfield, she's showing herself for the ball. Almost seems as though Amy Rogers, nearest to the camera, has dropped into a back 3. Slight structural shift for Nottingham Forest when they're in possession. Onus being on the 2 wide defenders, Eberhead and Keris Brown, to get forward. Kitching has managed to get in behind Brome, and Mustaki has come across to try and cut her out. It's a decent cross into the middle. Rose, powerful clearance, is charged down, and it's out for a goal kick. Fenton with the charge down. Approaching the half hour. 0-0 at Eppleton Colliery. Reminder, Charlton, the league leaders, are 2-0 down at home to bottom of the table Portsmouth. They've also played half an hour there. Got a few midweek fixtures coming up because of games lost to the weather earlier in the season. Busy spell in WSL 2 to come. Head caught on the ball. You can just see the ball is starting to bobble just that little bit. This may be what Carly Davis was talking about when she questioned the pitch at Eppleton Colliery. Does retain water, has a history of cutting up. Lambourne reads that well as the goalkeeper. The through ball from Boyd Lorca was slightly too long and Lambourne pounced. Eleanor Dale is chasing down the long ball. Mustaki goes back to her goalkeeper, Batty. Brome with time on the ball to turn. And using her defensive partner, Nottingham Forest have managed to get the ball up to halfway. Lovely feet from Umewa. Gets the ball back from Boyd Lorca, and all of a sudden Nottingham Forest have shifted the ball right from the back into attack. Heads through ball for the 1-2 is intercepted. Jess Brown is going to be busy down that right defensive side for Sunderland, with Boyd Lorca playing off the left and Eberhead advancing from full-back. Seems to be the busiest lane for Nottingham Forest. Here's Alana Murphy. Apologies for the momentary breakup in picture. Forest continuing to dominate and dictate possession. And Sunderland scrambling, battling to try to get it off them. It's a game of cat and mouse in the northeast tonight. Georgia Brome picks out the pass to Rachel Rowe. And now Rogers, who once again dropping into the back line so the fullbacks can push on. Rogers again, started as a central midfielder, now operating in the right side of defence. She's lost the ball and maybe now Sunderland can attack. Watson gets the jet heels in action. Has support in the middle, cuts the ball back, hooked away, and that's touched the arm of Rachel Rowe. Free kick to Sunderland. Purely accidental from the Nottingham Forest number 13, but a foul nonetheless. Swarming forward as soon as they got the loose ball, and you can see it's clearly touched the arm of Rowe. And now Sunderland have a chance to register their first shot. 34 minutes in. A couple of interested parties over this free kick. There's Katie Kitching, the New Zealand international. And there's Natasha Fenton, hands on hips.
Robbie, stay there. Robbie, stay there.
Fenton yet to score this season. Kitching's got 5 goals. Who do you think's going to win the battle for this one? Yep, the number 10.
Abba, ready. Carry shoulders.
Kitching whips it, and it's in the back of the net! Stunning delivery from the Kiwi international. First time the goalkeeper has been tested, and Sunderland find a way through. International experience on show from Katie Kitching, who has scored some brilliant goals on this patch this season. And that is another one for the scrapbook. Natasha Fenton was with her. She sent her away and said, nope, I will get the job done. And Sunderland have the lead, courtesy of their star Kiwi. And Nottingham Forest, who've had all the ball, have so far very little to show for it, and they've got to do a job from behind here. Smashing strike from the free kick. Emily Batty barely saw it. A yellow flash through the northeast sky. Keris Brown is pressured into the mistake, and Sunderland have got their tails up here. 10 minutes to half-time. Keris Brown clearly unhappy that she wasn't given any support or cover there. Had to try and do it all on herself and gave the game away. Kiernan's header. Sunderland working the line well. Free kick is given Nottingham Forest way. Emily Scarr with hands in the back of Kiernan. Free kick. Long ball forward is looking for Kiernan. Griffiths has lost her footing, and there's the goal scorer, Katie Kitching, back doing her defensive work. And still jackling away, trying to win the ball back, Kitching. Forcing the mistake, and Scarr gets a toe in, and she's got pace to burn as well. Shadowed by Brown. Good feet from Scarr, and the shot will count as a shot on target, even though it's barely a forward defensive barrier from the goalkeeper Batty to block that one. It was pretty tame from Scarr. Red and White Army goes up the chant from those gathered in the covered section here at Eppleton Colliery. A few hardy souls dotted around the grass bank, the uncovered sections of the ground. But so far, for those clad in red and white on this Wednesday night, it is their side who have got themselves in front, courtesy of a brilliant free kick from Katie Kitching. Portsmouth still have their 2-goal cushion away at the league leaders Charlton. Playing at the Valley. The goals from Evie Milner and Georgie Freeland. Could be a big shake-up in the title race and in the relegation battle if Portsmouth can see that one out. Smashed clear by Roberts, only as far as her opposite number Mustaki, who helps the ball up to Boyd Clarker. Powerful, strong defensive work once again. Scarr looking to pounce on every loose touch made by that Nottingham Forest backline. Kitching clearly feels she won the ball fairly. The whistle has gone. Apologies if you picked up a bit of the language from our pitch side microphones. Carly Davis clearly saying it was a foul, but you could hear the voices from the Sunderland technical area suggesting they disagree. Neat feet from Brome. Rowe, whose handball gave away the free kick that ultimately made the difference so far on the night. Lovely vision by Rogers. Now Boyce Lorca can try to get in behind the Sunderland back line. She's crowded out by 3 red and white shirts and has won the throw in for Forest. Ghana international Boyce Lorca scored in the recent international break against Hong Kong. Lovely disguise on the pass, and Rowe is in round the back and winning a corner for Forest. Quality operator is Rachel Rowe. She's been busy in the window as well, involved in Wales World Cup qualifiers against Czechia and Montenegro. Right now, it's her and her right boot that Nottingham Forest are reliant on to create a chance to go into the break all square. Everybody crowding round Demi Lambourne, who hasn't seen too much game time this season. In comes the high cross to the edge of the 6-yard area. It's headed away by Roberts. And Watson can't quite keep the ball in play. Long ball forward for Watson to chase. It's caught the wind. They do have so many outlets, Sunderland, if it's not Katie Kitching in the midfield. And creating from dead balls, they've got Scar down the left, Watson down the right, and Eleanor Dale in the middle. She is the thread that knits it all together. Long ball forward by Omewa, and it's only half dealt with at the back by Westrup. Jessica Brown backpedaling to help out her Scottish teammate. And Joy Omewa has gone down here and looks in some discomfort, so we'll have a short break. Treatment required on the field. And this will be of concern for Forest. The Nigerian international who scored on her debut in what was a pretty painful defeat, 5-1 to Birmingham City, but encouraging that their new signing got a name on the score sheet. So here is the moment again. It's there, or it's a collision. It's a high knee from Griffiths, I think, before the offload from Omewa. It's just a knee into the midriff. And I'm not sure what Chantel Boyd-Lorca said to her teammate, but she got a bit of a wrap around the bicep for it from Joy Omewa. She looks okay. Hopefully she's good to carry on. That'll add a couple of minutes to the end of this first half. I think it's just knocked the wind out of her. So Forest wanted to get back underway quickly, but they've run the ball out of play. Defensive throw for Sunderland, taken quickly by Brown. Demi Lambourne will be encouraged. First 45 minutes of this league season for her. She's been the perennial deputy to Maloney all season. Maloney picked up a hamstring injury while away with the Ireland national team, and that's why she's not here tonight. So Lambourne comes in, actually on the bench for Sunderland tonight is Jenny Blench, their youthful backup. There is only going to be 1 minute added on at the end of this. I thought we were in for at least 2 because of the injury stoppage for Amewa just a couple of moments ago, and you usually get a minute added on for the goal. So 40 more seconds for Sunderland to see out to take the 1-goal lead into the break. Kitching continuing to cause issues at the back. It's nice from Griffiths. Absolutely fizzed one into the feet of Scar, though. Fenton gets her foot into it. Now Dale. Talked earlier about how she's the thread that stitches them together. She's managed to feed the ball to Shiva, who gets the shot away, charged down. Fenton keeping it alive. And now Brown up from the back. First time cross is headed clear. Nottingham Forest just clinging on a bit at the end of this first half. Sunderland get the ball forward. There's one for Scar to chase. Scar supported by Griffiths. Good strength by the Sunderland number 8. And that is the end of the first half. A first half that Sunderland took their sweet time to get going. Nottingham Forest dominated possession, dictated the play, but then a free kick from 20 yards out was dispatched by Katie Kitching to give Sunderland the lead. Only their second shot on target, but it was a shot that Emily Batty barely saw. And as the players make their way to the tunnel at Eppleton Colliery, it is Sunderland who have the lead. It is Sunderland 1, Nottingham Forest 0. So all set for the second half. Sunderland 1-0 to the good. And kicking, as we look at it, from left to right, with that Katie Kitching free kick separating the two sides. Now Nottingham Forest dominated possession in the first 45, but only had one shot to show for it. And it was a fairly tame one from their Nigeria international Joy Amewa. An easy save for the backup goalkeeper for Sunderland, Demi Lambourne, who is in because of a hamstring injury to their usual number 1, Grace Maloney. Long ball is tricky for the Forest backline to deal with, but Brome has done well to whip that ball away. So there's plenty going on. There's only 2 games tonight in WSL 2, but ultimately it's having a big impact. The scoreline here has lifted Sunderland above Nottingham Forest into top position in the bottom half of the table, and Portsmouth winning away at Charlton temporarily is lifting them off the foot. But as we know, 45 minutes is a long time in football. So Pompey have the 2-0 lead away at the leaders Charlton. Sunderland leading by a goal to 0 here, and it could be a very different picture in 45 minutes or so's time. Everhead with the throw. Mustaki. Now back to Emily Batty, who made a couple of key interventions in the first half, but couldn't get anywhere near Kitching's free kick. Long ball over the top has got stuck in the mud and still defending. Amewa with the shot is tipped onto the crossbar by Lambourne. Fine save by the Sunderland keeper. Nottingham Forest, best chance of the game. Well, it was a long ball that held up and got stuck in the mud. Sunderland didn't deal with it. And it will give Nottingham Forest renewed belief. Amy Rogers. Mustaki and Brome are the only 2 players in their own half. Everybody else is pushing up the field as Forest look to try and create problems. Wonderful turn by Murphy, 20-year-old Australia international. who's looking for the 1-2 with Amewa, and that ball is going to run all the way through to Lambourne, who will take her sweet time before picking it up. Well worth another look at this chance from Amewa, who has scored in her only appearance for Nottingham Forest so far. It wasn't dealt with. Look at the power on this shot, tipped onto the crossbar by Lambourne. Well, the life of a deputy goalkeeper. You spend all season in the shed, keeping the bench warm, and when you're called upon, you have to be ready to go. Kitching is putting Mastiki under pressure, and play continues here. The whistle has now gone for the free kick. The push on the defender. But it was a late flag and a late whistle, and by the time the whistle went, Nottingham Forest were already up in arms complaining because they thought the play had been allowed to continue. Brome. Long ball forward. Variable bounce, I think is what you'd describe it, when the ball comes down from on high. Very different conditions playing here at Eppleton Collier than when Sunderland play at the Stadium of Light, which is an absolute carpet. So too is the City Ground, both used for men's Premier League games. Permanent full-time groundskeepers. Eppleton Colliery is a very different kettle of fish. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, just watch the movement of the ball when it's passed along the ground. It just bobbles. Makes it very difficult to control on first receipt. Chloe Mustaki. Batty's long ball forward is controlled beautifully by Amewa, who is flagged for being offside. Rhiannon Roberts to take the defensive free kick. Sunderland captain. Long one. Swirling one, and giving the old heave-ho clear by Rachel Rowe. Heavy first touch by Amewa, who's bundled to the ground. Kiernan trying to close down the goalkeeper, blocked off by the Sunderland back line. A little bit untidy for the last couple of exchanges here. That's lovely footwork by Watson, dancing away from one challenge. Needed Murphy to step in and take control of the ball. Ball passed back to the Nottingham Forest goalkeeper, and her pass to pick out Mustaki also almost got stuck in the mud. Eleanor Dale almost got lucky, leading the Sunderland press. Long ball forward seems to be a tactic employed by Nottingham Forest in this second half. Boyflorker finds Murphy. Couple of internationals playing here in WSL 2. Boyflorker with Ghana and Murphy with the Australia national team. Here she is again. Rhiannon Roberts sends the ball forward. Well, the game is continuing in the same fashion as the first half. Nottingham Forest seeing way more of the ball. Different to the first half, they have created a real chance of note. That shot from Amewa tipped onto the crossbar by Lambourne has, I think, Someone had thrown something onto the field. It looked like a tennis ball that Chantel Boyd-Lorca was just gunning off the field like a baseball pitcher. Might have been an apple. Good throw either way. Lambourne's goal kick. Held up in the wind. Sunderland struggling to clear their lines, and they've got a player down as well, but play continues. Sunderland, despite being a woman down, are continuing their attack. Kitching has support inside her. Marissa Shiva shifts it all the way across to Jessica Brown. Brown with the high cross. Emily Scarr on the chest. Might yet fall for Shiva. Blocked again. Fenton shoots. And it's needed the net as a backstop to stop it going into someone's garden. Decent passage of play by Sunderland. Fenton couldn't quite keep the half volley down. It was bouncing and bobbling. Always tough to control. Amy Rogers with disguise on the pass, but so much deception that her teammate didn't realise it was for her. And that's not good from Fenton. Misjudged the run of Scarr, or Watson I should say, and had way too much on the pass. Stuck, he gets it back from Murphy. Now Rogers, who from midfield dropped in at right back in the first half, is now slotting in at left back to try and begin the attacks for Nottingham Forest from the back. They've given the ball away. Katie Kitching has dropped out to the left-hand side. Scarr's now through the middle. Shiva's also there. This is Marissa Shiva, the Ireland international. And now Fenton with those white boots. Jessica Brown. Lovely through ball. She's picked out Katie Watson. Shiva up in support. Shiva delivers and the header is goalward and just trickles by the left upright. Eleanor Dale with the header. It's a really smart cross from Shiva, and she's completely picked out her striker. Almost unmarked, Dale. Perhaps not enough time to chest the ball down and try and get a shot away, but Lambourne happy to take precious seconds out of the game. We've had 10 minutes of the second half. Instructions from Mel Ray may well have been, take it 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, keep chalking them off. If it were to end like this, Sunderland would be within 7 points of the top 3, and they'd still have a game in hand on Bristol City and Crystal Palace above them. You get to the point where you're saying if you win your game in hand and you beat your rivals, then maybe there is a realistic hope that Sunderland or Nottingham Forest, if they can reverse this result, could make a late charge to be in that playoff equation, promotion equation. Omewa, great strength, held onto the ball for Forest, and Carly Davis just getting picked up on a pitch side microphone, clearly not happy that free kicks aren't being awarded to her side. Georgia Brown. Boyd-Lorca picking up the ball deeper than she would like to be. Rogers. Nice turn by Rowe, but she's muscled off the ball by Shiva, and all of a sudden now Sunderland are in the ascendancy. Katie Watson. Shiva's in field. Watson wins the throw. Boyd-Lorca defending. Nottingham Forest win the defensive throw. Sunderland will be happy with the ball here, trying to box in their opposition, and Eleanor Dale full of aggressive running in attack to try and close them down. Amy Rogers seems like she's everywhere tonight. Defensive midfield, right back, left back, constantly trying to be present on the ball. Lovely little dummy by Rachel Rowe, and Rogers has continued her run. She's available in the middle. Here's Boyd-Lorca. Loose ball is still kept alive, and patience, calmness on the ball from Fenton before she puts her boot through it and clears her lines. Alana Murphy. Long ball forward is still not dealt with. Loose. Rogers on the edge of the box with the little pirouette turn. It might yet fall for Amewa. Sunderland once again get the ball away, and Carly Davis once again shouts out that she wants a free kick. Kitching gets a toe in and gets away from the challenge, and look at the change of pace. All of a sudden it opens up for Sunderland. Runners inside her. Fenton. Jessica Brown. Sunderland have players in the box. Brown's looking for the head of Shiva. Cleared only as far as Fenton. Now Emily Scarr. Sunderland's top goal scorer this season. Has not won the throw-in. It's gone against her. Keris Brown has taken it quickly. And they were a little loose with her control, and Forest have given it straight back to Sunderland and relieved a bit of pressure. Well, I mentioned that Amy Rogers seems like she's everywhere. And there is evidence of it. She is not just in defensive midfield and at right back and left back. She is picking up the ball absolutely everywhere. Having a good game, the Nottingham Forest number 8. Alana Murphy, lovely shimmy, twist to the hips, and bought herself 5 yards in all directions, and she's picked out Kiernan with a wonderful delivery. Kiernan has support in the box. Rachel Rowe is inside. She's being stood up though by Griffiths and forced away from goal, and Griffiths has won the goal kick. That is superb defending. Puff of the cheeks from Leanne Kiernan, the Ireland international, on loan from Liverpool. So far, only played in a couple of defeats. Leanne Kiernan, two appearances off the bench against Charlton and Birmingham. Tough starts against the top two in this division. Strong sliding tackle to dispossess Rowe in midfield. Throw in taken quickly. Amewa uses her strength, rolls the challenge, advances on the Sunderland penalty area and felt the push, and the penalty has been awarded. Well, Nottingham Forest from the sidelines have been barracking the referee, saying, why aren't we being awarded fouls and free kicks on the edge? And then Amewa goes down in the box, and a penalty is awarded by referee Wilson. Rhiannon Roberts is protesting her team's innocence. It's a bit of a bundle tackle, a block tackle by Fenton. And Amewa has gone down, and the penalty has been awarded. And it could be one of two to take this spot kick. It looks like maybe one of three, because here comes Amewa, who won it. Ball under her arm. Little powwow in the penalty area. And indeed, the player that won it is going to be the player that will take it. Joy Amewa, who has scored goals in the Champions League this season. She scored goals in the Europa League this season for Fortuna Høring of Denmark. Signed in the transfer window to come and bring her goal-scoring prowess to WSL 2. She scored on her debut. That was her only previous game. in a Nottingham Forest shirt. Can she double up? And Maywa against Lambourne, who's already denied her once superbly in this game. She is not the biggest of goalkeepers. And she saved it. Brilliant save. Denied by the feet of the Sunderland backup stopper. And every single outfielder runs over to give their goalkeeper a hug. There was a really good recovering tackle in there as well to make sure the rebound didn't go goal-bound, but Sunderland are clinging on to their lead. Well, you save the penalty, you simply have to get the corner away. That's the challenge that Sunderland face now. 25 minutes left to play. Golden opportunity is gone. And that is wasteful from the corner as well. Well, penny for the thoughts of Joy Maywa, but also for Chantel Boyd-Lorca, who allowed her to take the penalty. Boyd-Lorca's got 5 goals this season. First substitution of the game is being made. Marad Griffiths is coming on for Sunderland. Katie Watson has gone off, and Marad Griffiths has gone across to the opposite wing, so there'll be a bit of a shake-up for Sunderland. We'll have a quick look at what that looks like. Katie Watson's 100th Sunderland appearance has come to an end, and it could well be a winning one. Oh, dispossessed. Here comes Katie Kitching. And Kitching has runners in the middle as well. Goes alone and nearly picks out the top corner. Well, that's got the home crowd fired up. She's already proven her shooting boots tonight. Had options in the middle and just saw a gap. Jessie Stapleton is coming on and Rachel Rowe is going off. So Stapleton is a defender and Rowe has been playing in midfield. So again, there may be a bit of a shake-up for Nottingham Forest too. We're going to have our eyes peeled over the next few minutes. Jessie Stapleton is a centre-half by trade. So Georgia Brome is still there. Mustaki is also in centre-back. Maybe they're going to a back 3. Alana Murphy is still in midfield. They look like they've pushed Amy Rogers higher up the field. We've already shown her touch map. She's been everywhere. And it does look like the 2 fullbacks are now going to be playing as wing-backs. So 3 at the back into a wing-back situation for Nottingham Forest. And Mustaki, there wearing number 5, is also pressing into midfield when they have the ball. So real shake-up from Carly Davis. They need to do something. They trail by 1. They've had the best chance of this second half, and they've missed a penalty.
Well done, Chloe.
Murphy. Decent cross is flicked on. And the drill comes in, and the flag is up again. It's Boyd-Lorca who puts the ball into the net. The second time Nottingham Forest have done that, and both times they've been denied by a raised flag on the far side. They are getting closer. We'll follow. Ala DeLucy is the referee's assistant on that side. Once the flick on came in, I do think that Boyd-Lorca is in an offside position when she receives it. Sunderland living on their last nerve here and surviving. Lovely football between Kitching and Fenton. Shiva turns away from trouble, and then Shiva tugs her opponent to the ground, and she will be the first player to receive a yellow card tonight. Approaching the last 20 minutes of this one. Nottingham Forest will feel like it's a game they must get something from. 1-0 down, courtesy of the free kick from Kitching. Twice they've had the ball in the net. Once from Kiernan, and just then from Boy Florka. And the missed penalty will certainly sting if they don't get something from the game. If you have just tuned in, there is news from the capital city. Charlton, the league leaders, are losing 2-0 at home to Pompey, rock bottom. Long ball forward, flicked on by Amewa, and head is in round the back and almost challenges the goalkeeper. This is the change that we've seen from Carly Davis, pushing her two fullbacks into wing-back positions. Ebb ahead on the left and Keris Brown on the right, and almost operating as forwards to try and overload the Sunderland back line. Melray's side holding on to the lead, but only just. And they've got Demi Lambourne to thank. Remember, Demi Lambourne before tonight hadn't played in the league this season. Grace Maloney unavailable with a hamstring issue. Feels like Demi Lambourne is a veteran, even though she's only 29 years old. 12 years since she made her debut at this level with Oxford United as a 17-year-old. Stapleton, the substitute. Brome keeps it ticking like she does. Gets the ball, gives the ball, as she's done all season. Mustaki lost her footing, enabling Sunderland to hack the ball clear. A little loose from Roberts, the captain, gets a second chance to put a big boot through it. Slightly untidy at the back from Sunderland there, conceding the throw in and falling deeper and deeper and allowing Nottingham Forest to drive forward from the back with Stapleton. Rogers with the quick offload. Now Kiernan running at the back line, Lambourne with the save. And we will have a break in play here. It's because Amy Rogers on the edge of the box needs some treatment, and that gives both sets of players the chance to come and get some instruction from their managers. Everything but the goal from Nottingham Forest tonight.
Yes, quickly, come on!
Amy Rogers has been one of their best players. Saw one. Forrest will hope that she's able to play on. Here's that moment. It's knee on knee, isn't it? Louise Griffiths. Completely accidental, but makes no difference when someone does that. It absolutely stings. And she looks in some real discomfort. The big building behind the goal there, that is the Bob Paisley Bar. Bob Paisley, the former Liverpool manager, legendary Liverpool manager, He was from Hetton-le-Hull, which is where Eppleton Collier is. There's Demi Lambourne, who has made 2 vital interventions in this second half, denying Joya Mawer in open play, tipping onto the crossbar. And then from the penalty spot, perhaps the key moment in the game, denying the Nigeria international again. And so the delay is continuing while we wait for a change of personnel here. So the goal scorer, Katie Kitching, is going off. And Hannah Greenwood is coming on, so defensive substitution for Sunderland, taking off an attacking midfielder for a central defender. I would imagine that Greenwood will slot in alongside Roberts and Westrup at the back, and Sunderland may well go for a flat back 5. Reinforcements, sandbags. What we have, we hold, and she's going straight over to the left side of defence. So back underway. Shiva under pressure from 2 dark shirts and sees the throw. Boy Florka. Body shimmy and gets away from the challenge. High clearance. And there's going to be another substitution here. Amy Claypole is coming on. Goal-scoring attacker is coming on for the injured Amy Rogers.
Substitution for Nottingham Forest coming off number 8, Amy Rogers, placed by number 10, Amy Claypole.
So I think we're in for a bit of fun over the next 20 minutes or so, with Sunderland leading but going defensive, and Nottingham Forest trailing but going on the offence. So cat, meet mouse in the next 20 minutes. Eberhead in from the left and trying to pick out the substitute Claypole. But all of a sudden, Head is out of position and creates space for Shiva to try and get in behind. Nottingham Forest hunting in packs, trying to force the error from Brown. Salvation work came from Shiva. Alana Murphy. Now Head. This will suit Sunderland. Nottingham Forest having the ball at the back. Into the last 15 minutes here at Eppleton Colliery. Sunderland started the season 3 unbeaten. Wins against Sheffield United and Durham. And then a big draw against Birmingham City, who have been so impressive this season. Then they went 7 without a win, but since Christmas they beat Ipswich. They have looked reinvigorated and have been slowly climbing back up the league. And if they could hold on to the victory here tonight, well, all of a sudden, promotion becomes part of the conversation once again. Jessica Brown. Bit of fade on the through ball, but too difficult for Dale to keep in. Nottingham Forest have seen all the balls. Sunderland have had more shots, but Forest more on target. 2 of them in this second half, both superbly denied by Lambourne. Joshua Maywat allowing her frustrations to be heard in the direction of the referee. That's really good forward play, holding up the ball. Emily Scarr has switched wings. Scarr tries to get the ball across. It's into the hands of Batty. Boyce Lorca is now playing centrally, having started on the left. Lovely disguise on the through ball, left-footed, picks out a teammate on the chest. Claypole spreads the ball to Keris Brown. Now Kiernan has support from behind her. High cross is looking for Claypole. And we're just waiting to see whether it'll be a corner or a goal kick. I think the corner has been awarded. Almost everybody is inside the 6-yard box. This is seemingly the strategy across men's and women's football this season. Flood the zone, crowd the goalkeeper. In comes the corner. It's a testing one for the goalkeeper, and she gets a good fist away. Important fist from Lambourne. A yellow card has been shown to the substitute Mara Griffiths for kicking the ball away there. A little bit of time wasting. On loan from Manchester United, scored on her debut just before the international break in the win against Durham. Really good goal from off the left wing. And Maywa turns into a brick wall. Long ball forward is asking Griffiths and Dale to close down Stapleton. And Griffiths has managed to win that ball. Cute back heel to Griffiths. And Griffiths is in a tussle, and well, both Griffiths there. Louise Griffiths has just given away the free kick, and immediately afterwards, Merritt Griffiths kicked the ball away, having just been booked for doing that. So another substitute is coming on here.
Substitution for Sunderland coming off the brain, Emily Starr.
Ellen Jones is coming on. Attacker. Has played for both England and Wales at under 17 level, now in her 20s though. And she is coming on for Emily Scarr, who won't be adding to her 6 goals for the season. Fresh legs in attack for Sunderland. I think the idea being that if we pump the ball forward, we need someone to sprint onto it and keep the ball up that end of the field. Nottingham Forest have less than 10 minutes regulation time to try and salvage something from this one. Just 1 win in their last 5 in the league, 1 win in 6 in all competitions. Sunderland's form, by contrast, is good. Sunderland looking for a 4th win in their last 5. Mind your head, camera operator. Just give us a nod, camera, if you're okay. Rashiva's clearance. Not cheap, those cameras. Murphy has been busy in the midfield throughout, and busier ever since Rogers was taken off. Stapleton, the substitute. Ball bounced up off Keris Brown, but she's won the throw. Joya Maywa. She's had a really good game, but it may be a game most remembered for her missed spot kick. Shot goalwards is blocked. Boyce Lorca with the little nutmeg through pass. Play continues, does it? No, it doesn't. Free kick awarded for the foul on Brome, and Eleanor Dale is the latest to go into the book. Sturdy old challenge. I thought Forest were away there though, but play was called back. Confirmation of the yellow card for Dale. Brome with the delivery. Drilled flat. Miscontrolled by Claypole, but it may well come again for Forest. Alana Murphy. Mustaki finds Brome. Look how high up Nottingham Forest are sitting here. Committing numbers forward. And it's a foul, pushing the back of Eberhead. Brown penalised. Another opportunity to flood the box. Well, Carly Davis' team have only received one penalty all season today, and it was missed. And at the moment, that looks like being the main headline in this story, if Sunderland can hold on. Free kick sent in is headed clear by a red and white shirt. Ellen Jones, the substitute, gets her boot on it, but can't keep control, and it is a pressure-relieving free kick given against Boyd Lorca. Five minutes left of this midweeker. The original fixture fell to the weather. Waterlogged pitch here at the Colliery last month. Crisp, dry evening in the northeast. And Sunderland are so far keeping their heads above water. Brown, disguised pass. Glorious pass. Picks out Jones, and Jones has won a corner. Murphy with the attempted interception, ricocheted off her shin, and Melray's team have 5 minutes to hold on here, and they've got the attacking corner. And Natasha Fenton is in absolutely no rush as she saunters across to take it. Brianna Westrup up from the back. Croc Dundee, they call her. Mum's from Dundee in Scotland. Scottish international. Committing numbers forward, even though it's they that tries to hold on to the lead. It's a great delivery. It's punched clear by Batty. And now Amewa is advancing forward. Really important intervention by Louise Griffiths. She was the last line of defence. And she came across and cleared her lines. Boyd Lorca is dropping back into the pocket, almost like a quarterback in NFL. Trying to create. Murphy. Turning on a sixpence, getting her head up and feeding the ball into Amewa, who again wants a free kick and again isn't getting it. Nice play. Boyd Lorca and Brome linking well. Hooked away by Brown. Get the feeling Sunderland just need to put their foot on the ball and try to keep possession, but it's a heavy pitch. There's heavy legs out there. Claypole with the control. Now Kiernan. Ball could fall to Mustaki on the edge. Kept alive nicely. Eberhead. Alana Murphy with the switch up. Boyd Lorca. Good pressure from Nottingham Forest. Ball is headed clear. But once again, slightly aimless with the clearances as Sunderland concede possession again and concede the throw-in. 3 minutes left of normal time. Mustaki, the left centre-back, is now positioned just 40 yards from the Sunderland goal. Good hold-up play by Dale. Long ball forward. Is going to roll out a play on this near side, and maybe now they can box Nottingham Forest in. Boyd Lorca with the pass through. Kiernan has beat the back line, but she's gone too early and the flag is up for offside. Look at the wind on that referee's assistance flag. That is another obstacle that Sunderland are having to fight against here. wind into their face. Plenty of balls coming in their defensive direction. And the heaviest of legs too. But so far, 88 minutes in, their defence has held out. Stapleton. Claypole and Mustaki working well. Crowded out, though, by red and white shirts. Shiva does well. Beats Claypole, the substitute, even though she's fresh-legged. Shiva gets the ball squared, and the low shot comes in. It's straight at the goalkeeper. Eleanor Dale on the left foot. Put plenty in behind it, but straight at the keeper. And Nottingham Forest waste absolutely no time. Into the last minute of the 90. Nottingham Forest will have done their homework. They will know that Sunderland have conceded late to lose here at the Colliery. They led Portsmouth 2-1 here in November in the 93rd minute. They let slip 2 late goals to lose that one. Jessie Gale, Megan Hornby scored that day. The equaliser came in the 94th. The winner came in the 98th minute. There's always time in football. Only takes a second to score a goal. Still no more news from Charlton. 2-0 down to Portsmouth. Portsmouth off the bottom of the WSL 2 table. Ipswich, if it stays like this, will go to bed right at the bottom of the pile. How many minutes to be added on? 5 minutes for Nottingham Forest to find something in this game. It's good work by Jones and smart control by Fenton, who sends one high into the face of the wind. It's difficult for Mustaki to deal with, and she hasn't done the best of jobs with it. Eleanor Dale with the attempted 1-2, but Mustaki gets back to recover. Good work by the Irish international. Lambourne gets enough on the clearance, gets the ball up to halfway. Shiva hits the ball really hard into the feet of Ellen Jones, and Jones can't keep it under control. Claypole smashes the ball forward, and Nottingham Forest have won a throw. We have had 1 minute of the minimum 5 to be added on.
Hold it, hold it. Yes,
Sunderland desperate for a clean sheet, desperate to hold on and take all 3 points. Desperate to move above Nottingham Forest in the table, to maintain their slim, you could say fading hopes of being in the mix for promotion. Low one comes in and Lambourne will fall on it. A reminder, if you've just joined us, Demi Lambourne hasn't played all season. Mel Ray drafted her in because her goalkeeper Grace Maloney is injured, and she will be so pleased, so proud of what Lambourne has done so far. A clean sheet into the 92nd minute, and she saved a penalty too. Oh, that's loose. Eleanor Dale almost pouncing on the loose pass from Brome. Play continues despite the foul in midfield. Good advantage by the referee. Shiva just puts her foot on the ball. Long ball over the top will hold up in the wind, and Griffiths is up from left back. That's okay, she won't mind the ball's gone out of play there. We've now had half of the 5 additional minutes to be played at the Eppleton Colliery. The Lasses have the lead. Can the Tricky Trees find something late in this one? In their first season in the second tier. Long ball forward has caught the breeze, and Kiernan is in round the back of the defence. Lambourne comes out and clatters through Kiernan, and it's another penalty. Lambourne has been penalised for the clattering challenge on Kiernan, and having saved one spot kick in the game, She's now got to save another one to keep the clean sheet.
Chloe! Chloe!
Well, what a moment, deep into injury time. Kiernan is in on goal, and she is smashed, no doubt about it. But the ball had gone. The goalkeeper did not need to make the challenge, and it's a challenge that has absolutely levelled Leanne Kiernan. I think Sunderland can have no complaints. They might say, well, the ball was going out for a goal kick. Kiernan had just punted the ball into the air, but when a goalkeeper smashes into an attacker like that, it's always going to be a penalty. Nottingham Forest hadn't had a penalty before tonight. Now they've had two. Who takes it? We'll have more time added to the added time because Kiernan has had almost the life knocked out of her. Good to see her back on her feet. Wiped out by the Sunderland goalkeeper, who up to that point had not put a foot wrong. Late drama at Eppleton Colliery. Nottingham Forest players have been standing on the spot, protecting the spot, making sure that no one in Sunderland red and white can churn up the spot. And Chantel Bloyd-Florker has once again handed the ball to one of her teammates. Demi Lambourne has already saved one in this game. She denied Joy Amewa. Now, Amy Claypole, the substitute, has put the ball down. She's missed the last 3 games injured. Signed from Durham last summer, impressive first season here. Having missed 1 penalty through Joy Amewa, can Amy Claypole level this match right at the death? Lambourne saved another, but she can't keep out the rebound. And Nottingham Forest, despite the outstanding efforts of Demi Lambourne in the Sunderland goal, have found their way back level. Amy Claypole off the bench has put the ball in the back of the net. And it looks like ending on as even. Demi Lambourne, a second penalty save on the night, but heartbreak as the rebound fell to Claypole, who didn't need asking twice. Huge, huge drama at the end of this one. Charlie Wellings is coming on as the latest of substitutes. There's still probably 2 minutes to play here. Is there time for a winner?
And again. Yes, referee.
Bloyd-Florker has lost the ball. It's good running from Jones, who tries to play the ball through, but can't pick out a teammate. Fenton sends it high into the northeast sky. Griffiths pumps the ball forward. She's looking for Eleanor Reid. Loose ball falls to a red and white shirt. Shiva. Leanne Kiernan, confirmation, was the player that went off, injured, winning the match levelling penalty for Nottingham Forest. Jess Brown into Fenton. Well, this would be quite something if Sunderland could salvage something from here and get the win. The cross from Shiva is trying to pick out Dale. The loose ball falls to Fenton. Still alive again. Fenton stabs it with a toe. And the shot is high and always rising. And that may well be all we have time for tonight. The shot from Wellings, the substitute. Well, what must be going through the mind of Demi Lambourne? A brilliant save to deny Amewa, a penalty save to deny Amewa, and another penalty save to deny Amy Claypole. But the rebound on the second one was stabbed home by the initial kicker. And it means instead of all 3 points and a clean sheet, it looks like Sunderland are going to have to settle for one single point. Well, the drama often comes very late in WSL2 games, and look at that, crestfallen. Demi Lambourne had a game to remember up until the 96th minute. She was keeping a clean sheet. She'd made a penalty save. She then gave away a second penalty on the night, saved that penalty, but couldn't keep out the rebound from Claypole, the Nottingham Forest number 10, who gives her a heartfelt hug and says, yeah, that is hard lines. Not to be your night. And it ends honours even at Eppleton Colliery. Nottingham Forest had all the ball, but they trailed as they went to the break. A brilliant free kick